Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Rinks and welcome to another edition of Talking DC. In this video, we're going to be talking about the newly unveiled DC Future State that's been unveiled recently. There's so much to talk about with Future State that it brings a lot of attention to a lot of old comic book fans and new comic book fans alike. Based on this picture alone, there's just so much information that is given to us. Who is this new Wonder Woman? Who is this new Batman? Red X is finally canon? There's a lot to talk about this comic book event that let's go right into it, and I'm very excited to talk about it now. First thing, what is Future State? A glimpse into the future of the DC Universe. DC Future State gives fans a look at the future of DC Universe this January. An all-star lineup of writers and artists to introduce future DC superheroes and terrifying new supervillains in this 2-month line-wide event. Fans to discover a new status quo for their favorite superheroes and villains. So basically it's similar to DC Rebirth, where it's kind of retconning or fixing a few things here and there from a certain character, or maybe even just providing us new information on characters, providing an update. DC is starting 2021 off with a bang, giving fans a glimpse into futures both near and far, full of current and new characters, as the publisher announced plans today for DC Future State. A 2-month line-wide event beginning in January through February 2021. The full title lineup will feature a combination of monthly and twice-monthly oversized anthologies, as well as monthly schedule of miniseries and one-shots. It's a very limited series that is actually only going to be 2 months, and it's going to be full of comic book stories, one-shots, and just little miniseries, which I like that. You don't want to have too much of a good thing right off the bat. In DC Future State, the multiverse has been saved from the brink of destruction, but the triumph of DC heroes has shaken loose the very fabric of time and space. The final chapter of Dark Knight's death metal brings new life into DC's multiverse, kicking off with the glimpse into the unwritten worlds of DC's future. This is going to take place right after death metal, which I've yet to read. I usually like to wait until the whole story comes out so I can read it from start to finish. I don't like to wait. It's like that with TV shows. I hate to wait for the episode to come out 1 week and then I gotta wait another week and then another week and then another week. I just like to watch it all in one go. I would rather the season to end or for the story to end and then look forward in the future for another season or another book. I always hate waiting. So I'm waiting for death metal, so no spoilers for me. The DC Universe has always been fertile ground for new and refreshing takes on our characters, and DC Future State definitely contributes to this legacy. When the event begins in January, some savvy readers will not only pick up on some breadcrumbs that have already been tossed out in the current titles, but they'll also find some new hints and clues on what's to come in 2021. So that's another thing too, that not only have been dropping some hints here and there in the current comic books, we're going to look forward to some other things that are going to happen later on in the year, because usually with comic books they like to plan ahead about what they're going to release that coming year, and already it's looking eventful enough. There's so much to unpack with just 2 months. Imagine next year's October or next year's December, what are their main stories are going to be. We're just going to have to find out. All of this sounds really exciting, and now let's get into the meat of the video on what was revealed during this event or this article when it was published. We have a main picture right here, and it's basically the forefront of what was released. There are new heroes and also new personas coming out. There's a new Batman. There's a new Wonder Woman. Superman's son is now Superman now, and Superman is banished. But now I'm getting a bit too far, because that's already filling my head with confusion, what is going on here? Up first is the Bat family, or mostly Batman, which I'm really excited about. I love all the new information that's been coming out for this one. In this future, Gotham City is controlled by the Magistrate. The villainous Eugene has taken control of the city. Now under constant surveillance, all masked vigilantes have been outlawed and Batman has been killed. But led by an all-new Batman, a new assembly of Gotham's Guardians rise to give hope to all those who have lost it. This one is interesting particular is because this is a new Batman, and also this particular comic book we knew about for a couple of months now. John Riley, who wrote 12 Years a Slave, who won an Oscar, he is writing the story for this particular Batman. And I have a lot of faith in this one. Like, I always love a new interpretation as long as there's a payoff at the very end, which I'm pretty sure this one will. I can't wait to find out this particular Batman story. And his design is flawless. I love how the black is mostly like a metal coat to it, and then the yellow sticks out as well. And also the bat symbol is very different. It looks similar to maybe Robert Pattinson's bat symbol, but I just love the sleek design to it, and this is one of many reveals that we have gotten. And also, like, here's a list of the next upcoming Bat Family comic books. Future State, the next Batman, issues number 1 through 4, which we knew it was going to be a 4-part miniseries. And then, of course, other stories, the next Batman, The Outsiders, Arkham Knights, which I'm interested in that title too. I wonder what that's going to be about. Batgirls, I found out that it would be Spoiler and Cassandra Cain, or Orphan. These two don't really get much of a spotlight, and I'm actually really excited and also interested to see how their story will play out, because again, I don't know much about those two. I'm going to be honest, I don't. But this is a good opportunity to introduce these two characters to the mainstream audience, or people who want to know about them. Then there's Future State Dark Detective, which don't know what this one is mostly about. I would have to do some reading. Under here it says Dark Detective, Grifters, which I know of Grifter. I think he's from Flashpoint Paradox, or Flashpoint from that story art. And then Red Hood, which of course we all know who Red Hood is. And then it gets into monthly miniseries where it says Future State Batman / Superman, Future State Catwoman, Future State Nightwing, Future State Robin Eternal, and Future State Harley Quinn. The one thing I'm excited about is not only Catwoman's new design, I wonder what she plays a part into this whole thing, because this sums up to the Bat family about how their stories will differ from one another, about how would they play into this regime that's been going on in Gotham. And then of course Harley Quinn, that's probably one of my favorite reveals from Future State. Is I love this new design. I love how she has the pink and blue hair. The awesome part about this design is that it matches both. It has red, black, blue, and pink. When it comes to this Harley Quinn design, it just seems like they mixed the best of both worlds from each other, and it was a welcome addition to her. Like, she's already has a good design throughout her whole career. And then that's not even getting into both Red Hood, Nightwing, and then Robin Eternal, which is Tim Drake, which again, he gets a spotlight, but he doesn't get enough, and I feel like this will get a lot of readers into Tim Drake Robin, who in my opinion has been the best Robin. That sums up the Bat family part of Future State, is that obviously there is a villainous group taking over the city, and then now that Gotham is not what it used to be, this is years later, now all these vigilantes have to come up with a way to get rid of them, and also they have this new Batman to lead them. We're just going to have to wait and see about what stories are going to unfold, what kind of relationship everyone is going to have with each other. Due to his involvement in an international crisis happening in the near future, Clark Kent has been rejected by Earth, causing him to focus his life-saving efforts outside his adopted home. He travels to War World to rise through the ranks of the gladiator combat in order to defeat Mongol with the help of some unlikely heroes. Back in Metropolis, Clark's son John has taken the mantle of Superman. After seeing the horrors that befell Gotham, he bottles Metropolis in order to keep it safe, putting him at odds with Supergirl. Okay, there's already a lot to unravel with this summary. First off, Superman has been banished by the people of Earth. This is no longer his home, and that must be really hard, and I really want to know what caused them to reject him, to cast him out of Earth. Then he has to go to War World and fight Mongol, and then I want to know who the unlikely heroes are. By the looks of it, by the lineup, we have the Guardian, which I don't know much about, and then Mr. Miracle, but here's the thing, I don't know if it's going to be the traditional Mr. Miracle that we know of, or will this be a new Mr. Miracle? In this last part about how Superman's son John, he is now Superman, but now that since he has seen Gotham turned out the way it was, he bottles up Metropolis, and then that causes him and Supergirl to go at it. And then that's the other thing too. Kara Zor-El is grown up now. This is not Supergirl anymore. And then this is the last part that everyone has been talking about. Meanwhile, in the Amazon rainforest, Uriah Flor is chosen to be the new Wonder Woman. Years later, the new Superman and Wonder Woman join forces to save their cities in the new superhero team-up in likes of which the world has never seen. This was the biggest one out of the whole reveal, was this new Wonder Woman. She's Brazilian too. She is from the Amazon. An Amazon from the Amazon. Sorry, I had to make that joke, but moving on. This was another one of those that I loved the design. Like, again, I keep on saying that I've been saying that this entire video, but there's just, all the designs have been out of the park for me. They're just hitting it. We don't even know what happened to Diana, too. From what I'm seeing pictures of her is that she's wearing a belt with Batman's utility belt, and also a necklace that she's wearing that looks like kryptonite. I'm guessing we're gonna find out what's going on. That why is she wearing Bruce's belt, and why is she wearing a necklace that has kryptonite on it? To keep Superman away? Maybe even keep Superman's son away? Then for the lineup for Wonder Woman, it's Immortal Wonder Woman number 1 and 2, and then Nubia. And then that's the other thing too. We don't hear much from Nubia from the DC canon, but now Nubia is getting front and center in this too. We're gonna see a lot more Nubia. I've been waiting for Nubia for such a long time. I don't know what they're gonna do with Nubia. I don't know what capacity she's gonna play in this story, but I am all for it. Give me more Nubia. Another thing that's been unveiled, the new Aquaman, and also Aquaman and Mira's child, Andy Curry, is part of the Justice League now. Just based on the cover, we're in for something very different. Again, we look at Jackson Hyde here, where he is the new Aquaman, and then Andy Curry is still a child. And then in the Justice League cover, she's all grown up, and she's part of the League. We don't know much about this already. Last part is just a mix of other heroes and villains who are getting a story, and it sums up to the Justice League involvement. A thread of great change runs through the Justice League heroes. A new league is built upon secret identities even from each other, but an old and evolved enemy will use these secrets to try and overthrow the world. For the supernatural heroes of the Justice League Dark, the very fabric of reality has shifted in the heroes being hunted. For the Flash, Shazam, and the Teen Titans, it all begins with the 4 Riders of the Apocalypse unleash hell in a battle at Titans Academy. Barry Allen is cut off from the Speed Force, a famine-controlled Wally West may be beyond saving, and Billy Batson makes a deal with the devil that will change Shazam forever. Off-world, Jon Stewart and the remaining Green Lanterns are stranded in the shadow of a dead power battery. Jackson Hyde and Andy Curry are separated across the galaxy, and Amanda Waller execute her ultimate plan with a new but terrifying familiar Suicide Squad on Earth 3. At the end of time, Swamp Thing reveals its true intentions, ruling supreme until a remnant of humanity launches a rebellion, and Black Adam looks to the past as the only way to save the multiverse. That was a lot to take in. These are basically one-shots of different characters. We have Aquaman, we have the Flash, we have Teen Titans, and Shazam. And then basically, these are going to be heroes that we're not familiar with, or they're going to make some changes. I could already tell you right now, people are going to be mad about the whole Wally West thing. Well, I'm here for it. I don't mind if Wally kills. I don't mind if this is a different Wally killing. It doesn't matter. As long as it furthers the narrative of the story, I am all for it. Then you got Swamp Thing, who I love this picture of him taking over Statue of Liberty. And then the Suicide Squad cover, it looks like it's the League. I don't know if it's them, or it's copies of them, or maybe a similar crime syndicate type of deal, because they did say Earth 3. A lot of these names beg a lot of questions. There's not really any answers to be given. All of this is purely off of speculation. And the answer is, what is going on? What is going on between everyone? DC Futuristic comes out in January 2021, and I'm already hyped for all the stories that they have unveiled. I want to see this new Batman in action, how he rivals that of Bruce Wayne. I want to see how Superman's son, about how he could potentially become a villain in his own making. I want to see these unlikely heroes that Superman is going to need help with of defeating Mongol. I want to see the new Wonder Woman and see what she can do. Red X, who I didn't even mention in this whole video, he is shown in the main picture of Future State that he's going to become canon. Is he going to have involvement with the Teen Titans? Wally West is shown to be killing again, which I am all for as well. And then this new league forming together. There's just a lot of questions that just need to be answered. This is one of those times where I legitimately want to buy every comic book now. Like when they first release them, I want to buy every copy of it and start collecting them. Because to be quite honest, I don't collect comic books. I usually just watch them on the internet, on YouTube or such. That's the thing about it. That's the whole point of Future State, is to get people invested in buying these comic books. And I'm already invested in wanting to purchase them. And with Future State, it does something that DC is known for many years, that a lot of people don't really give its credit for. There's a slogan I like to go by with DC about why I'm open-minded for anything that they bring, but also, have to be critical when it's presented. Respect the past, embrace the future. You can pay homage to the past, you can always look for the past as a way to bring out new story elements, but also you have to progress it forward. You have to present new elements or new tones for these characters. And that's something DC excels in, that I have full confidence in this whole Future State ordeal. That these are going to be new characters, new villains, and new stories to be told by this vast multiverse that DC has been telling us for many years. And that's it. We're done talking DC. Let's wrap up the video. Hit the notification bell to let you know when some more videos will come out. Also like, subscribe, share. Also, there will be handles in my description for my Twitter, Instagram, and Vero. Until next time, thank you for talking with me.